Hey everybody, how you doing today? It's 3 p.m. We're live in the studio today. Getting ready to go on in just a few moments here. And see if we can get ourselves a little following going. Just went live on TikTok. That was my first time ever doing that. They said you monetize better on TikTok. You hear me? If you make a live video every day, monetizations are exponential over there. Because right now I'm only getting a little bit of payout. And monetizations are necessary right now. Since we're skillful and we out here, we can do that, you know what I mean? We definitely can. Hey everybody, thanks so much for tuning in to me this afternoon. You're on Live with Afternoons with Delight. Like I said, everybody, thanks so much for tuning in to us this afternoon. We're in the studio. And I'd like to see some followers come on in the room with us. When you come on in, like and share for me, please. I don't own any of this music, so you just listen to Medley playing in the background from DJ B-Day. He did his thing. He did his thing. 104.5 FM Urbana, Illinois. Hey, everybody. Come on in the room. Come on in the room with us today. Here, I'm the host, Miss Delight. Hey, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in to me this afternoon. I appreciate it. Thank you. We're finna get ready to go live in the studio and shortly here. I guess. That's what we here for. Hey everybody, thanks so much for tuning in to me this afternoon. Like and share, please. We're finna go live in the studio today. I think it's, what time is it? It's 2:54. We got about 6 minutes. I thought that was Miss Marilyn Dean Cleveland over there. I'm anticipating her coming into the studio with us today. We'll see what goes on, you know what I mean? We're gonna see what's going on and what's happening. Obviously, you know, the situation that happened yesterday was a travesty for the community, but you know, we got to talk about some things today, I guess. There's a lot going on out here, y'all. Is that Miss Marilyn Dean Cleveland? I think she just clicked in, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, that's Leah. Oh, Miss Marilyn ain't Miss Dean. Is this Miss Leah? Okay, then. All right, it's 2:56. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Leah's in the studio with us today. Hey, Andre. Hey, Mr. James, how you doing? So much. Jala, thanks so much for tuning in to me this afternoon. We going live in the studio today. You're on Live, and this will be Afternoons with Delight. I'm at WRFU UCIMC. I'm at the radio station right now, so we just waiting. We doing about 2-3 minutes. Hey, Rita, what's going on? Where you at, girl? Where you at? Anyway, we're finna go live in the studio here shortly, guys. I appreciate y'all for getting on live with us. We're in the studio today. You're on Live with Afternoons with Delight. Like I said before, thanks so much for tuning in to me this afternoon. I really appreciate it. We'll see what's happening here in just a little while. I think I need another one. I need another stack so I can sit it like that. See these? Yep. Or, no, I got to. I think I got it. Maybe I do. Yeah, I do. Don't just don't bump the table, that's all. Thanks so much for tuning in to me, everybody. Like I said, it's 2:56 right now. Miss Marilyn Dean Cleveland is making her way into the studio, making her way downtown, walking fast. came to see. I know it, ain't it? Miss Marilyn Dean Cleveland has arrived in the studio. She is here. I'm good. Good to see you. How are you? That's what's important.
I'm kind of running late.
You're not. Hey, Bree, like and share for me with your friends. I appreciate you doing it so much for me. I appreciate y'all for getting on live with us today. McPhee. I appreciate y'all for getting online. Faces passes. I'm homebound. What you mean? You homebound? What you talking about? You homebound? But I appreciate y'all for getting on live with me. Like and share when you come into the room. When you come into the room, Jesus is my doctor, and he answers all my prescriptions. He give me my medicine when I come in the room. When I come in the room, let's come in the room. Y'all like and share with your friends. Pass it along. You know, we're here at WRFU UCIMC. I appreciate everybody for getting on live with us today. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. This is a necessity. You talking about his parents? I know. Ain't he special? He's so glitterified. He's sparkling. You know, that's what we're going to do. Anyway, it's 2:58. I appreciate everybody for getting on live with us. Stick on live with us for a little bit, all right? Yeah, I did. I said making my way downtown, walking fast. I sure did. Bree, like and share for me with your friends, and let them come on live with us today. We're going to see what's happening, what's up in the studio, what's taking place today. We're going to see what's going on out here in the community. We're going to have a little few conversations. I'm anticipating some things to be said today that we all can be in tune with. Hey, Rita, what's up? What's going on with you? Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. I appreciate everybody for getting on live with us. We're on 2:59 right now, so we got about 1 minute before we go live in the studio. Everybody get on live with us today. Please like and share when you come into the room. When you come in the room, like and share for me, please. I appreciate it. But we're almost ready to start. We'll be going live in the studio here pretty soon. I appreciate you all. It's 2:50. What is this? 2:59. 2:59. 2:59. It's gonna click over in just a second. We'll be on. Oh, did they?
They took down the chain.
Exactly. What? Okay, 2:59. Wait for us to go live in the studio. I appreciate it. Like and share with your friends, please. It's 2:59. We'll be going live. Thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in to us this afternoon. You're on live with Afternoons with Delight. And like I said, thanks so much for tuning in to me this afternoon, everybody. I appreciate you all tuning in today. I appreciate everybody that's in the studio as well. But before we get started, you know what I have to do. At the top of the hour, we announce the legal ID. And our legal ID is this, WRFU LP Urbana. This is our disclaimer. WRFU is an open forum for the Urbana-Champaign community. Views expressed are those of the speaker and guests. They are not intended to represent WRFU, UCIMC. And before we get started today, you know what I have to do? I have to introduce who's in the studio with me. Who's in the studio with me today. And today, Miss Marilyn Dean Cleveland has made her appearance.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, Miss Marilyn. How are you?
I am doing pretty well.
That's
Thank
great.
you.
That's great.
Thank you.
We got a lot of insightful knowledge from Miss Marilyn Dean Cleveland when she comes into the studio, and that's what we're looking for. And also, who's in the studio with us as well? Draper is here.
All right, how everybody doing this afternoon?
How you doing today?
Feeling great. I'm feeling great.
That's wonderful. I'm glad you're here.
And how are you?
You know what? Thank you for asking. But today I feel pretty alive. I feel pretty good. You know, I feel like we are making progress in a lot of areas that we need to be making progress in. So I'm just kind of hopeful. You know, I guess that's the spirit I'm feeling today. It's hopeful. You know, we have
hope when you have nothing else.
Ooh, Miss Marilyn, all the different things that are going on in society right now.
That's what you gotta have.
Oh my goodness, Miss Marilyn. Did you let's start off the show with
I saw everything.
I know. Yeah, that's what we're getting to right now. Miss Marilyn, so you wanna go and tell us what you have any opinions about
There's just so much.
it is.
We have to stay strong to get through this storm.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's
This is like a cyclops or something.
a human storm. We get through tornadoes, but this is worldwide.
So true.
You know.
So
So
true.
we're gonna have to stay together. You know, there was a time when we had men that were like Carmichael, Martin Luther King, the Panthers. Is that on? Am I?
Yeah, I just need you to lean into that mic a little bit.
We had all these other strong men that would fight the cause.
Absolutely.
But
Yes.
we don't have any men now that are fighting the.
Miss Marilyn, they've been killed off though.
Yeah, I know, but growth. You grow more. You plant a seed.
Yep.
You grow more.
Right.
But
Right.
we just don't have any more men that was like those men.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They had a
Yeah.
purpose.
Right. You really notice the deficit out here. Yeah.
do,
You
because,
really do.
I mean, I didn't remember all of them, but I know we had men, you know, like Evers.
Yeah. Medgar Evers. Right. Medgar Evers. You're right. Yeah. I mean, you know, all of the great leaders that we had.
I can't, like I said, I can't think of I know them in my head, but I just
Yeah.
can't recall
Right.
at the
Right.
moment.
Right.
But we had those men that
Mhm.
they were on the battlefield for us. They spoke, but we couldn't speak.
True. True.
You know, and of course they were all killed out because they had a purpose. They were making us feel stronger. We
Good
don't
afternoon,
have
Miss Lillian.
anyone right now to make us feel
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
strong because what it's just
Say what you feel, honey. Say
you
what
know
you feel. I'm not gonna tell you not to because
No.
you're speaking exactly the truth.
It's just
Who are the great leaders now
right.
that people can follow up? There's a lady that Candace Matthews, Dr. Candace Matthews, and she is actually the leader of the Black Panther Party in Houston, Texas. But you know, I come along with her.
Right.
Up under her teaching, her knowledge right now because she is so skillful, and the way that she deploys, because she can put 1,000 or 10,000 Black Panthers on the ground
Right.
in a moment,
Right.
you know, in a moment of time.
So who do we have right this minute that we could call?
Yeah,
I
right.
mean, seriously,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
who can we call?
Right. And you know, most everybody that we can call is in prison
And
or in
that's
jail.
for purpose.
It's purpose.
For a
Yep.
purpose.
It absolutely is.
Like with,
Yeah, James, she is. Man, I'm trying to every day be the kind. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I had a comment online. He said, "Oh my gosh, she's telling the truth," and he's like, "Man, I'm trying every day to be that kind of a man."
Right.
You know.
we need to. You know, you said that they're all gone, but that's just like when you have a crop.
Mm-hmm.
Your crop dies, you replant.
Right.
You know,
Mhm.
but who's the seed that's gonna put that seed in these young men now?
That's the scary part of it all.
We just, and it's better now because we have you know, like all of the technology
Right.
to get
Right.
all of this knowledge to a lot of people.
Right.
But in those times, we didn't have a lot. It
Mhm.
was from word to mouth.
Right.
But we got things done. They got things done.
They got things done. You're right.
I just believe that people are afraid of just the thought of being a sacrifice, like to die. You know what I'm saying? It's we say that we not in certain points, but just to be men, a culture, his own race, and us not being strong enough together and figuring out like, man, you know, I got your back, you got my back, and we got to stand up for what we know is our rights. You know what I'm saying? Because when we sitting here begging people to respect us and give us rights that God-given people should have normally, and we got to really make them look at another human being to say, we gonna give you, you know, then that's the whole thing. Y'all shouldn't have to give us nothing if y'all will actually respect our mindset and our creativity and how we build, and let us build in a way that we can actually have a sustainable culture for ourselves. Stop trying to be in the midst of our growth.
What did James Brown say? What did James Brown say?
Get out. I'm just playing.
I mean, we had some.
He said, you don't have to give it to it. Just get out of our way. Maybe that's not.
But when you got like, say when they feeling people are getting fed up or possibly talking about what they used to be worried about, the revolt and people congregating, putting together a militia team to actually be prepared to fight. That's why they don't never allow us no training like that. Because I want my enemy totally crippled to where I can go in and feel like I'm a heroic, powerful man over them because, you know, I know that they don't have the weapon we don't have.
Yeah,
we don't have all those things. Yeah, I mean, they didn't teach us in our
they're
school.
not.
The only way we learned combat was behind beefing with each other.
Absolutely.
So the strategic ways of how to use a weapon was only used that we practiced through using it on each other.
True.
All our strategic whatever came on using it on each other.
True.
And that's the most, you know, mental illness type of reaction that a people could ever have. Because when you actually transform you and make you hate yourself, to where now I can look at my own people and not look at them as like they're my people and be willing to kill, rob, and steal just because, you know.
There was somebody that taught us that.
No doubt.
Yeah.
But we supposed to be the ones still intelligent enough to know when somebody misleading us. Because we seeing. Because if we can watch each other with a sharp eye and we know when we lying, scamming, we can peep each other and say, yeah, that doing all this, I can see it. Because we pay attention to each other because we know each other. But that vision of how we know each other and go share it with a so-called enemy. And then you bring them in our lives and allow them to really do some damage because we done shared so many weaknesses to ourselves, to our enemy that is documented. We give them blood, we give them hair samples, we give them everything to learn and dissect us.
Yeah.
Even when you're talking about sports, even they monitor our speed, they monitor how high we jump. Why we analyze that deep where you need that type of knowledge about our ability?
Because we are the project. We are the project of everything. You take everything from us. You know what I mean? Even that Henrietta Lacks. Let's go into that.
Right.
Medically, you took the constraints of another of person of color at that, and now you use it for everything that you do. That family hasn't even gotten a payment from them taking her cells. You know, they call it, and you're telling me that every single thing that we have, they'll take it from us. So you have to you have to really think about the mindset of the people when you're talking about creating. And James just said something, Stockholm syndrome. You're used to your captor. Right. You actually love your captor, right?
Normalize
right.
To where you don't even notice.
No, you don't even know I'm capped.
Right. You know, but that's because we're people that try to make peace. When you got a people that really insult your attempt to make peace.
Yeah.
So when you out here reaching and begging, trying to have a relationship with a people that truly just look at you as like, why you keep trying to be my friend?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, okay,
almost like you the pest.
Since you want me to pretend like I'm gonna be your friend, watch how I'm finna do you. And we watch it, and then it hurts us. Everybody go home with a story from these jobs in these places to where you've been done some type of way, and they don't even care.
They do not.
You know, so
and you know what? Listen, I was just on a radio show, this platform this morning. It's the Mac Show on YouTube. I highly suggest people go and follow it. Mr. Mac is online. But let me tell you, his brother had said that very thing this morning. You know, that we have to get out of the captivity mindset, first of all.
Right.
And stop thinking slave mentality.
That's
Is
exactly
it okay for us
the
to
point.
do this, Master?
That's the
You know?
exact point. Because we're not teaching our kids about real things. He was just talking about the same thing that we've talked about
But
education.
how many people know about real things?
But this is my
What
point.
is real things to individuals?
But that's my point right there.
Right.
Is that he was talking about things that were concerning the children and like their education. And their education is dictated on 100-year-old curriculum.
Right.
They have not changed the curriculum in 100 years. So we're going off of the studies. Why do they have social studies, he was asking, in school? Why is there political science? There's no policy to science. There's no science to politics. Why are they taking unnecessary things? But we removed the trades.
Right.
We removed anything that would be of a
Because that
benefit.
was the main tools that we used to provide for ourselves.
That's what
we
I'm
were
saying.
the builders.
Right.
Now all the jobs is whose hands.
That's what I'm saying.
So you don't see our people doing the work no more. You
No.
done made us
No.
lazy
No.
because
No.
you done fail so much. Always going to their position and trying to get in, and they say you're just not qualified when you're
So
super
true.
qualified.
So true. Over.
and to be said you're not qualified to everybody who's possibly that went to your schools, and then when they come out with your paper saying that they qualified, it's
Have the
still not
degree.
qualified.
Have the
So
degree.
I'm like, I
Over.
wasted my money with you guys doing this, and I'm knowing y'all got a whole nother demon I got to get with after I get out of here and start to come into that field.
But
Yeah.
they took all of the trades. You know, we boys and girls could go to school and have trades. You know, so when they got out of school, if they didn't go to college, at least they had a trade. But they took all of that out.
Yeah, they took
Work,
everything.
you know, that the workshop. The boys had the what
But
you
you
call
also
it?
had you had
Woodworking
men
shops.
back then. It wasn't no school; they just called you and taught you. You know, you had men that actually was everyday productive because they was out trying to be providers for their family. So if a granddaddy or something was out there putting something in the house, building, you was out there too.
Yeah, but
because you
recent-
learned.
I mean, years back,
Right.
they had economics for girls.
Yeah.
They had cooking. They
Yeah.
had
Right.
a
We
just
trade
talked about
that
that.
you could go in. Yeah, you know, and they don't have it. So where do we go? We go from the house. No, we go from the stomach. We go through life. We go through death. So where is the in between where we can understand
I need
everything?
you to get up
But
on that mic a
but
little bit more.
Oh,
but if you loving somebody so much that they was taught to basically just use you, they never was taught to love you unless they actually got a chance to know you. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad that people will hate you first without knowing you.
You're
And,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how a lot of the world are operating off how I look at you and judge you without knowing any attributes or characteristics about you truly, besides what, you know, they can assume.
Right.
So when you're dealing with a mass of people who just really trying to heal, you got a mixture of healers, some healed, it's each levels to that too, and then coming out here trying to even trust again. We got to build trust again.
That's the
That's what
thing.
we were
If
talking
it's no
about
trust,
last-
there's no way into the
We just
beginning
talked
stuff
about
we
that.
talk about
Last
gonna ever start to take formation because nobody don't believe in nobody. We don't even believe in ourselves.
Right. Some of us.
I mean, well, if
Well,
one of us
well,
fail, I feel like we all
yeah.
fail because if you even though I know we can't save the world,
Right,
but
right.
still I see the gap that we supposed to be stronger in, especially
Yeah.
in 2025.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
2026 is coming up.
Right. So,
So,
Where
yeah.
are the, well, not heroes, I won't say that.
Right.
But where are those that's going to teach the next generation?
I know that me and Draper
And
and you exactly. I was finna say it, Miss
we
Marilyn
got teachers,
Dinkley.
We got a lot
Listen.
of good brothers, you know.
Yeah, we have a lot.
organizations
Yeah.
that's trying the best of their ability, you know. But once again, you have people in the midst of that stuff that always causes the chaos and have things disrupted.
I mean, and we get that.
at the table for
Yeah.
you, interrupting your true plans.
We get that.
You
Yeah.
know, because if
And I'm
you
not
never
saying
get
that
to
everybody
implement
is like
a
that.
plan that you really foresee, and if they
Yeah.
seen it,
Right.
Of course, they gonna throw monkey wrenches in before it can really get complete.
I mean, yeah, you're
It takes
right.
strength, you know.
Yeah.
We've gotten weak. We have, I believe. I mean, I don't know. That's my opinion.
What
Right.
made us weak though? Why you say
Because
that?
we've given too much.
But-
You know, as far as we had to, the father was taken out of the house.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
We talked about
when
that.
They gave us what we should have had from our husbands.
Right.
You know, as
Right.
far as, working.
The dependency.
And dependency. This is what I'm saying.
So that's what I agree with that. And let me elaborate and let me go for a
And
second.
yet that wasn't enough.
Right. And let me go with this for a second. Since we own this, I got to stick to this. I got to stick to it right now.
Okay.
We had this conversation as well. We've already talked about the fact that, you know, initially from the gate. So we're talking about even as far back as slavery times, we're talking about from that moving forward. The breaking down of the man during slavery times as well was a thing. So if you don't know about that, read about that. Read. I suggest everybody pick up some books tonight. But let me go with this. They broke him from that point. So you've already ingrained in his family, you know, the horse, and they tied the black man to each leg of the horse and beat the horse until it ripped his body apart in front of his
Yes.
family.
Yes.
This was the slave master that they brought in to teach them how to train their slaves.
Right.
So
One of the next
now
programs.
we've got what we're seeing right now. So from the 70s, that time period where every family was doing good, back in the 40s and 50s where we were getting on that same thing, even the lie of Cadillac, you know, the perpetration of how they told everybody to get a Cadillac if you black, you know what I'm saying, during that time period. So then let me go. So in that perpetration of them saying that everybody needed that, you know that you couldn't get it on credit. You still, a black person still had to pay for that Cadillac with cash. That's why they knew that reserve of money was there. They knew that wealth was in the black community from building on cash sales of the Cadillac. Now you're talking about a music industry because that's where they got their talent.
Right.
You got the Supremes. Y'all found all this research, all this work with these actors and actresses. Y'all did all this. You set the family up to make it seem like, okay, now we can survive if we make it on being talented, right? So now we have this perpetrated lie out here that you will get payment and rewarded for your talents, which is a lie. They steal your talent and you will not get a payment from it, which is what we're constantly fighting against all the time.
Or they take it away from you.
You already know.
Right.
I mean, it's the
And
same
all
thing.
of them are together.
Right.
All the agencies. That
You
call,
you
'cause
better
the ones
believe
with
it.
The guns come and then the ones
You better
who sending
believe
the
it.
letters and the mails
You
out.
better believe it.
You got a certain limit here because they cannot.
You right.
Know, the
Yep.
ones that's in play, they the best puppets that you can ever put in play.
Absolutely.
You better
And
know
these
it.
are the people that we're talking about that are infiltrating your communities
No
right
doubt.
now. Because anybody that can set you up for failure.
Mm-hmm.
If they can set you up to live well, they can set you up to bring you down. Let me explain something to you. This is why we're supposed to be creating our own. I can't receive no help from nobody that's going to ultimately bring me down because they have the controls and the maneuverability to maneuver that money for you. This is why we keep talking about the things that we keep talking about. This is why we're so passionate about how we speak on the radio, how we speak on YouTube, hey TikTok, how we speak on these different platforms is because are we the only ones? Are we the only ones who are sitting here trying to make a better situation for our people? Or where are y'all? Because I need to know, we need to have a collective meeting with the minds. I don't care if you got me at the bottom of the totem pole. If I'm doing something for the benefit of my community, that's what I want to do. That's if I'm just sweeping the floors while y'all having the meeting, that's what I want to do. You got to look for people that have a servitude mindset. Everybody can't serve. All right.
You have some leaders, and then you got to have some followers.
You gotta have
And
followers.
that's where the struggle comes from.
You gotta have some followers.
You know, when people see who shows the intelligence and it shines bright, and theirs didn't
Yeah.
turn on yet.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
That's what creates the jealousy, envy, all that other stuff that ever comes out
Yes.
through men and women. I don't know what it is about when they see that your intelligence is strong, that where it kicks into straight competition.
But we were
Jesus.
taught that.
And no,
Yes.
that's your spirit activating to that.
Yeah.
You know, because you choose.
In the,
Yeah.
in the
Especially for older people. We ain't kids. These are not kids doing it. You got grown adults.
40,
Because
50.
we supposed to be the
Yeah.
ones being the leaders, the
Yeah.
ones who got the wisdom and knowledge to
Yeah.
make a difference.
But how did we get that way?
How do we get that way?
Conditioning and training ourselves behind things
Not
that we didn't
ourselves.
look at fully. We just jumped in head on because we was easily influenced on a lot of stuff.
And who influenced us?
The community and things that we allowed to come in.
So how far did that go back?
That goes back for what? Since the
Slavery.
40s, 60s,
Go back to the slave time.
you know.
We were conditioned then.
All of
so
it.
to put us against each other,
Yeah.
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
because there was
Light skinned and the
like-
dark.
yeah.
But if you
Yeah.
know it,
Yeah,
if
let-
they ain't beating on you no more.
Right.
And you free, so why would I want you, our own people, to beat on us and hurt us?
That's right. But where did it originate?
I believe the drugs, a mixture of that stuff did an altering of the mind. It did stuff to people who wasn't users and people who were users. It gave you ego. It gave you fake power to yourself to make you feel that you were godly, you know, and you mistreated people because some people was just doggish behind the game, you know, and it destroyed a whole lot of homes that people ain't even healed and recovered for. They ain't even sober now. You got people 50, 60, 70, 80 years still been using the same drugs that they tried that one time back then.
Right, because they got
You
hooked
know,
on it.
because the influence of when somebody's bringing something that seemed like it's for us, we ain't have a committee and somebody to really address it as people. We ain't touching that. But the Black Panthers will start trying to stop
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And
Right.
then
Right.
they
Right.
got locked them up,
Yeah.
created fake names,
Yep.
cases and things on them,
Yeah.
and took them off the streets.
Right.
And we did not stand up and say them brothers didn't do that because we watch what they do.
But this is a lot of what we do
You know,
now.
we watch them brothers doing the right thing. You mean to tell
Yeah.
me we let them people
Yeah.
just take them?
Yeah.
Just
You
like
know.
now.
Right.
Just like now, that's what I'm
Just
saying.
like now, we're not, you know, some people are just now started standing up that have the power,
Right.
you know, and say
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
enough is enough.
That's where we're
How
at.
much is enough?
Exactly. Let's go into something different. Let's hit another topic while we
now.
rolling because we on the 30 almost.
Uh-oh.
We got to talk about education. We got to talk about schools. We have to talk about this mass
Yeah.
shooting that happened yesterday. We have to talk about the mass shooting. My condolences go out to them. All of them.
family and
All
the
of them.
city.
All of
What did
them.
this happen in?
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
two children
Murdered.
murdered, 9 and 8 and 10.
Oh, I'm sorry. Unalived.
8 and 10.
Right. 8 and 10.
And
And it was like
keeps happening.
17 were injured. 17 children were injured
And adults.
and adults. So, you know, I have to, we got to talk about it. We have to.
Yeah. I mean,
This is like a norm now. This is the
I
norm.
thought that they had security out there. I thought the
No, they
police
were at
out there.
church.
That was at church.
They were at
Catholic
church.
Oh, I
It
thought
at
this was a
Catholic
school.
church.
They were at
Wow.
a Catholic school and a
Praying.
church praying
Praying.
first
Catholic
before.
school.
Yeah, before church they had mass.
They were praying.
So they were in there praying before school started.
But, you know, they kept saying, we're not going to let this happen again. We're not going to let this happen again.
How's that going to
I
happen?
don't know.
Please, somebody tell me.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And they were saying, you know, prayers and you're in my thoughts. It's not enough.
It's not.
That's what they.
It's
enough.
not.
Every
I mean,
time something like this happened, you send out thoughts and prayers.
Right. There you go.
Until you
Ooh,
start having.
you was good with that.
Until you start having.
When you
those
leaned up
brothers,
into it.
those brothers and sisters patrolling their own community.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You license to
I
carry,
said
be out
this. I have
You know,
said this. I
there.
have
Be out there,
said
the
this.
same artillery
Oh,
that
my
they have
goodness.
vests, have all the protective gear on, the same stuff that you doing protecting
No.
the community.
Now
No.
we're talking about this, so hopefully
Uh-huh.
we've learned, because I think there was how many 175 school shootings and stuff like this.
Within how many times?
Heck, I can't remember the
So they
year.
got the guy. They got him.
No,
He
killed
committed
himself.
suicide.
He was
See, I'm
a
saying,
young
so
20
how do you
20
know
23?
to think deeply on that? How do you know that these are not rituals and, certain things is being set out there for sacrifice? And I mean, because just to wake up and just say you finna go shoot 16, 17 people.
But you have to plan. And they said he planned it. You
Right.
know, and nobody noticed it. You know, it's because
But you know what?
everybody's locked up in their own.
I mean, we can talk about that too. I mean, we had an instance where we were at a job situation and the job had a shooting. So how do you get into the minds of the shooter? Because it's not going to stop. It's not going to stop. And in fact, listen, we are not even seeing no, I'm saying we're not even seeing what's really occurring out here, because this is the start of something more. It never decreased from Columbine. Okay. Columbine was what happened, 20 years ago almost? And so all it's doing is magnifying and getting worse and worse and worse. There is nothing that I think a person can do to stop somebody if that is already in their mind. Because first of all, you're not dealing with a rational person. Who knows what you're succumbed to, what you allowed in your life, and what your spirit is? I don't know. So for us to get in the minds of a killer or a shooter or anything like that, how can you get into the mind of that? Because there was something missing a long time ago. And for you to think that somebody can just fix it in one day, 1 week, or just an episode, it's not going to happen. We're so confused right now about the situations with our kids that we're really not identifying anything. I feel we are not identifying the real culprit out here. And the real culprit is the enemy that lives within your house. I don't know what your house consists of, but if you're producing these little people to come out here and be terrorists, something happened at home. Something is going on at home. All right. And I don't even know, we talk about religion and we talk about, taking kids and taking them to church, right? Because we got to go with church. We have to talk about that at some point. And I'm not telling you to go and take your kids to church, but what I am telling you is your faith in God is really important right now. Your faith for your family, your prayer life for your family, all these things, man, for yourself, paramount. And if you're not under that umbrella of that covering, I can tell you, I just believe that we got a lot of homes out here that just aren't covered. Now what you see and what you allow on your phone, what you see and what you allow in your ears, what you see and what you allow between mom and dad. Unfortunately, we just had an incident in Decatur where a young lady was unalived because she, was in a relationship with somebody who she thought loved her.
Right.
And then this person unalived her. So now you're thinking about how could this go from this extreme? I remember arguments between couples just being an argument, just that, right? We argue, we cuss each other out. You go on about your business. I ain't got nothing else, you know what I'm saying? But now the retaliatory methods. I just was listening to a story this morning about a girl from Memphis, dating a man in a relationship, whole relationship with this man. He set the whole house on fire with her kids and their kids in it. Yeah. Their kids. So I'm like, what level of demonology are you, man? It's homegrown. We experiencing terrors really for real.
The people who got mental illnesses, I don't think they really think that they have mental illness.
I don't either. From working with them. From working with them.
And it's just so much that a lot of us, because we know how to hide our pains and our flaws good. So if a person did have mental illness, they'll know how to just play it off to get by through the day with people.
Just to get by. And you know what? That's the problem. It's a lot of just getting by. When you really, I challenge people on this radio today, all the way out in California, all the way on the other side of the world. We covered about 90,000 countries. this radio does, right?
Right.
90,000. So we thinking about who do we affect, right?
Right.
And what is the word and the message that we are trying to get out here? We are looking to collaborate with different organizations and different peoples to try to make our lives better, our communities better. And so the challenges for the community that we're actually talking to right now is find support within your family. Number two, look at your family members that look like they're suffering and reach out. Why not be the family that you're supposed to be? I really think that that's the biggest sin that we're committing right now, is the fact that we are not going out to our family. This is going to be punishment for us.
People are lovers of worldly things.
I mean, I understand
Everybody,
that too.
That's the main chase.
I understand
of
that
mostly
too.
Everybody's wake up.
Oh, I
chasing
understand
for
that.
something.
I understand
Now,
that.
And then to have family and whatever else that's built behind that, you get whatever's left of the attention that they even can think to give you, because the world is pulling you in all different areas and directions, and people not strong enough to know which way to go, especially when you're talking about your household. You would thought that house would be the first
Safe
thing
haven.
you worked with.
Man.
Yeah.
But, you got so much stuff dysfunctional in these homes.
Right.
There's no way that they should be coming out until they get some type of counseling, because we got to work with somebody to allow us to heal, because if we ain't getting the healing process and the correct people to actually deal with us, I mean, it's going to be horrible, because it's
No,
not going to
mic
get better
at all.
just sitting in
Because they
hall.
all, some of them been taken away.
You need to
but
swing
you
that mic back and
sitting-
forth.
just
Can you
sitting
swing that
dormant-
mic?
Yeah.
Sitting dormant and not trying to get
Hey.
better and work on it, that's even worse.
You need that mic too. I don't know if it's recording you till it's full of capabilities, but we'll see after the show. Yeah, but yeah, that's my challenge for a lot of people today. Like I said, if everybody would go check on your family members, check on the family that that you feel like you haven't spoken to and talked to in quite a while, because I'm telling you, people don't know how to reach out. People do not.
We did at one time. So what happened to
People
that?
don't know how to reach out like that no more. You know what I'm saying? So you got to put that into play.
Yeah.
See, tap it.
Right, it should be on.
Is it? Tap it some more. All right, let's see. Okay, so I got James online. Anyway, so we're at the 3:35. What we gonna talk about right now, guys?
I mean,
What else do you got? Do y'all got anything y'all want to talk about, suggest, or what?
I think we need to talk more about how our kids are being slaughtered in schools and churches, and and it's happening too much.
Yeah.
So we can't keep saying we are sorry, we're tearing, we're crying.
Right.
I mean, I'm just a little fish in a big pond.
So
But
true.
some higher persons
Yeah.
need to come up with some kind of solution.
Right.
Because our kids are in a killing field.
Yeah.
And that shouldn't be.
True. True.
And
I think people should just take a list of whatever they call leaders and then formally try to have a gala or an event to where people can actually discuss that as a community, because those are the people that can really make the difference, the inner part. When you're going outside, and constantly keep telling the problem, but the inside ain't even trying to come in and fix it. I believe, like I said, if people can have concerts with artists, singers, stuff, have a
Readers.
gala and have something of meaning where you can actually possibly get those people who have different skill levels and stuff to come out.
Right.
Because without having events to where people can say, this is what the agenda is for that event, now you get to see who's interested in that, because this is what this event is labeled for. Not for dancing, singing. You might have your little moments where you mingle, but we're not going to get sidetracked, because this is a real deep issue, and we need to
Yes.
discuss this and really have some scholars down so we can take some notes and start getting ready to implement some stuff.
Well, do you think now that this has happened, that when you go to church or you go to school or college or wherever you go, that you need to barricade yourself in, lock yourself in? It's
College
just-
is all fresh brains. I believe you should build relationships that possibly can go further than just, you know, something that's minute, because we all going for a future goal to where we all can be useful for each other later on down the line, because if we all tackling different fields and careers, guaranteed to have each other's connections and numbers, we'll actually be able to help each other.
No, but what I'm saying, do you think, like, this situation just happened?
For security precaution.
Right.
I mean, that only that's common sense. I mean, it's,
Yeah, but
I mean, no,
everybody
it's not.
don't do that.
I'm understanding that, but if these people are worried about shooters, and it has been already things like that occurring, not once, not twice, but three, you know what I'm saying? That should have been already mandatory. Doors is open from beginning to let you in, and then it's closed until you get ready to leave.
But
It
see-
shouldn't be open all the doors and random areas open where somebody
Yeah,
can come
because
in
they was-
freely as
they
if
was
it's like
saying
a
that
concession store or
A
something.
lot more would have lost their life if they hadn't took the precautions to lock that one side door. You know. So what I'm asking is, do you think if that would be something that we need to start doing?
What, locking the door?
Yeah.
If that's the community and area where stuff like that is going on, no doubt.
But-
If it already
but-
happened there,
but we never
have
know
no
which-
choice.
we never
but
know
if
which-
it happened at that place specifically,
Mm-hmm.
yes, we're gonna lock the door because it happened here. That's you know.
Okay, but we never know where it's gonna happen.
That's the point right
That's
there.
The point. We
That's the
never
point
know,
right there.
So I'm asking a question.
Yeah, so let me
You
let
know.
me hit this with a little bit, okay?
Okay.
Because let's get a resolve so
It
we
is
can move
home.
forward. There are already measures into place, especially when you're talking about in school. School already has measures set into place as far as security is concerned right now, especially for the state of Illinois, because we have had so many occurrences where students have came into the buildings with guns, et cetera, right? So most of the schools right now, if they're not a private institute, if they're a public institute, they're reverting to metal detectors and different things like that before you can even come inside. We're not talking about a school that is a state-funded school. We're talking about a school that is non-state funded, that is a private institution, that is a church.
Right.
Okay, let's focus right there. This is a church we are talking about. We're not talking about a school. We're not talking about an institute that has to have a metal detector, or it doesn't even have to have a metal detector, right? But we're not even talking about that. We're talking about at church. Y'all was in church when this boy came in. Your heads were bowed, you're on your knees, you're praying, and a shooter starts shooting.
Through the window.
Let's think about this, right? Because at your church, whatever church y'all attend, whatever church you go to, whatever church I've been to, I've never had to walk through a metal detector to get into the temple. Hello? Is this going to be part of our norm? That's the real question. Should we or should we not have metal detectors in the church right now, just based on the fact of what's happening?
But he shot through the window.
Right.
He didn't even get
He didn't even get
into
in.
the building.
He didn't even get in. He didn't even get in. So
what
until
I'm
a
saying.
few moments later, but what I'm saying is, what do you do? And I said, there's nothing that you can do. There's nothing that you can do. The only thing that you got to do is pray that you're not there. But as far as setting up measures, what measures can you set into play?
But wouldn't that be something that you could do?
What's that?
The metal. Well,
Like I said, he was outside. He was outside. So you can't. You're not even walking through.
There's no explanation. It just happened.
Exactly.
You just
But this
pray
is
that
a
it
multitude. This is a multitude of things. Your camera off. This is a multitude of things happening
Right.
because it's a repetitive thing. But what I have not seen, let me say this. What we have not seen is a young person of color doing this. Because I was finna divert into that.
Oh, yeah.
I have not seen a young person of color, but we are labeled the most violent,
Yeah,
the
we
most
talked about that
aggressive.
last night.
Right. We labeled the most violent, the most aggressive. They got guns, they heathens.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, they ain't no good, right?
Yeah.
On every turn. And you know what? It bothers me. I'm so bothered right now by a lot.
Yeah.
I'm bothered with the fact that we can report on the mass shootings, and I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is this: every single day there are black children that come up missing every day.
And
Mama don't know where they at. Daddy don't know where they're at. We got so many black children that done came up missing within this what are we in? 8 months of the year? Where are they? Why is nobody covering that for us? I feel shame when I go on and see people on Facebook and on TikTok and you're promoting sexuality, drugs, and sleeping around and stuff like this, because I feel shame because I'm looking at my people who could do more. I just shared a post about Save a Day. His brother Jelani was murdered, unalived out here, right? I gotta say the radio right word, right? So he was unalived out here, but I shared this post from Save A. I got 4,550 friends online. You know, only 3 people shared that post. The rest of y'all finna get deleted today because you're not helping nothing. Y'all finna get deleted and we finna have a new cycle. Because if you're not sharing with each other, you're not sharing the information with each other, what are you doing to be a participant in this life?
And trying to get us.
And trying to get us any fairness, any equality, any treatment of better. Jelani and his mother, listen, Carmen has been on every radio platform, every news station. She gonna come here because I'm gonna ask Seve to get her. But I'm telling you, that young man, I watched that story like that was my son, because it could have been my son. You just disappear and you end up dead, unalived. You end up that's what's so scary to me, is that we've got information to where if we wanted to make a change tonight, it could happen.
But getting back to what you were saying, I remember I don't remember the year, but when all this shooting, there was only one, and he was on a train, it was on a train.
Right.
And he was of color. But I think only 3 or 4 people was killed, not a whole mass. But as you said, it's not us that are doing all this killing. It's them.
And we had that conversation too.
And there should, like I say, we're living in a world of should not, could not, will not.
Lean up into it.
But we do.
When you like you said, once the strength of a man has been damaged, and he don't have the fire of a warrior in his heart, it's almost embarrassing. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't think that ain't no real man that's gonna get up here and try to, put somebody under the gun or something, because they knowing that it's a lot of stuff that we all know we ain't doing. And just to take accountability for that, and to really sharpen our tools and be more productive and active, and
we have to.
For our women and children, because if we ain't looking like every other warrior or other man for their family, they live to take care of the women and children and be a family man.
Yeah.
And if that mindset is gone, all these young ladies who have kids and stuff will just be randoms, and they'll be lost and don't understand the dynamics of family.
We should have got warriors and fighters from the Million Man March.
Yeah, but that wasn't a movement for that to be, really the call. And hey, brothers, if it ever came to time, all these millions that's here, y'all better be ready and get to wherever we got to get.
Be ready.
And we ain't talking like that, because the ones who actually had a voice to gather that many is already covered, and they limited because sales and look people that's here to destroy and keep us blind and deaf and dumb. They ain't telling you the truth because they getting their hands greased. That's why you don't really hear them into anything, because they already covered and straight. I ain't gotta really make no noise. They send them out there sometime to go out there and razzle dazzle the people and give them a little fake, stop the press on what y'all was finna do to change your mindset of standing up for yourself. Because they tell you, well, we can do this in another way if we just make a petition. Listen, brother, you come with this petition, we just finna go do this. Yeah. So they throw your whole mindset and your creative of what you was finna do to stand on business. Yeah. So because they take that from you, because they saying that they want to see you. Trust me, like I said, I've never seen a coward as this enemy that we have, because they can hate you and be in your face knowing that every day you're around them irritates their soul. And just to make you miserable and to create whatever they do with propaganda, media, paperwork, whatever it's just, and then that messes with your psyche and things to where you spiritually start allowing that to affect you. Right. We allow their game plan to affect us spiritually and mentally, and that then we can see the effects of it physically, because our health is declining. This is the worst I'm really hearing, that black health is almost
Wait a minute.
horrible.
We got to hit that before we end the show today.
Yeah.
Black health
we have
is
to.
at a high rate where I'm like,
It's something going on, y'all. It's something going on.
You know,
It's something going on because I just shared this video. So we got about, what do we got about? It's almost 10 minutes to the end of the show, 13 minutes or something like that. I just shared this post yesterday. So there was a post that this pastor had put up online, and he was talking about, specifically, he was talking about the medical. What he was talking about was the fact that cell phones they're going to be obsolete in about 3 years. This came from the tech guru. Who was that? Not Elon Musk, but Bill Gates. Okay, so this is, and we know Bill Gates is a producer. This is what he does. He
Wait a minute. He one of them elites too.
I know, but what I'm explaining to you is this.
Right.
There's already a plan that's in place for cell phones to come away and be unused anymore.
Right.
They've got a plan for us not to be attached to this phone. What they're going to do is implant or have overlay a chip. So they said that you'll be able to use this chip for everything. Are you listening? This is 3 years in the making, because they said it would be here in 3 years.
Yeah.
So they said, based on the chip that they provide, you can regulate your diabetes, regulate your heart. All of this information is going to be in this chip, and it's going to regulate every medical issue that's in your body. Listen to what I'm saying, y'all. They finna use this chip as the mark of the beast. This is what they setting this up for. They gonna either implant it or it can overlay on your skin, but you can receive phone calls from it. All you got to do is touch the chip. All you got to do is speak. Let me explain. It's not the fact of health. It's not the fact of health. It's about what they're transforming this world into right now.
You left that,
and that's my point right there. If y'all better pay attention.
You left that,
because what they saying is now they can use it for regulation of diabetes, which means it can give you the insulin that you need. It can jumpstart your heart back to running. I'm talking about everything that you need is going to be embedded in this chip. For your medical, this is how they gonna administer it first. They gonna say, you know what, we got this chip that we suggest that you use, because you know what, and then this is what I thought. Let me get with this. Let me finish this. If they removing everybody from medical right now, if you don't get that chip, guess what? They can remove you, and they can decide to remove you if you don't accept it, because it's the primary choice for your health. They can remove you off of Medicaid, Medicare, if this would be the chip decision that all doctors are using. You hear what I'm saying? If we're in this country, or if we're anywhere over the world, listen to me. You're not
ain't nobody make me or give me no alternative of you gonna stop any medical that I was going through normally.
Yep.
And if I don't want to take that, you're gonna cut me off that and force me to take a chip. So you basically, that's why I say people got to wing off those medicines.
You better.
And don't be dependent on that, because
you better.
If it comes to where you are dependent like all the way, you already know what they finna do. They talking about population control, so that's a part of it too, to make it seem natural, like it's just happening behind bad health. No, y'all didn't cut the sources from people been surviving and living off of. That's cruel.
But they never.
It doesn't matter if you have to take it willingly or not. Let me reply. Willingly or not, okay, they can't force you to do anything, but what they can is cut you off. That's what you're not understanding.
Eliminate yourself.
You can eliminate yourself from that whole thing by saying, you know what, I don't want it. But what does that do for you medically? That's my reasoning right there, is that I want y'all to start thinking about this. Because if they're telling us there's going to be no more cell phones, what do you think all these 5G boxes are set up around here for? You better start thinking. They done came out with 5G, all right? They got boxes all up and down the street. So why were you raising the levels so high? Why? Because a patch is about to come out. Y'all knew what you're doing in the first place. You knew what was going to happen in the first place. And this is why I believe the world will be destroyed under this technology. He said he wasn't going to destroy the world by fire again, right? Or by water again. This time I know it's by fire. Because this technology that we have right now can only incite, can only increase, can only promote that type of understanding. And if you don't get it, and you're not getting it, because we sitting on this show, I've been sitting on this show for a year now. Praise God, he didn't let me make it, Miss Marilyn.
Oh yeah.
You know, I've been sitting on this show for a year now, y'all. And I've been discussing things that we really need to start paying attention to. Really, you need to start paying attention to it with your family. Within the community, constantly complaining about change, but they zero actions to improve it. You so right, Rita. You know, everybody talk about it. We out here actually physically, man, we out here physically trying to make change for people and make their lives better. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like something that we are not doing. It's not like something that we aren't participants in. We're on the radio constantly talking about issues, real world stuff, so that one person or two people will be like, you know what? Let me talk to you for a minute. Because that one or two can exchange into 3, 4. You done ministered, you done talked, you done brought your crew in. Yeah, you done brought your whole crew, your whole family in, right? That's the goal of this talk show. That's the goal of it. The goal of it is for us to all work together and mitigate how do we do it, you know, without anybody being out. Because the best resource that we know that we're going to get is a benefit for our children.
Right.
The next generation, the generations that come after. I got grandchildren. Praise God. I know. I got grandkids. So I think about this being, what world are we setting them up for? Are we setting them up for failure? That's my question. You know, and there's some people online with us today. That's the question, y'all. Are we setting our children up for failure? Should we be doing more? Absolutely. Of course. But how do you do more? Right? How do you do more? And like I said before, Mr. James is still online with us today. I appreciate you, Mr. James. Great. Mr. Mac, yourself. I appreciate you so much. Mr. Mac, put your radio station in the chat for me so I can read it off right quickly. We're finna get ready to wrap up the show. We got about 6 minutes or so left, and I would like to give an introduction and thank everybody that came on live with us today. Let me go back. We had a lot of comments. Andre, thanks so much for being online with us. James, Rita, Bree, who else? My goodness. Oh my, Miss Lillian, thank you so much for being on live with us today as well. But anything y'all want to talk about, but within the last 5 minutes, I can let each of you have a little moment of time to share, collectively put your thoughts together, and give us your last words for today. We got 5 minutes left in the studio.
Just kind of keep your faith, and we hope for a better tomorrow. We'll hope for a better minute, because every minute something is happening.
Yes, it is.
Every day something is changing. So we're going to have to get ourselves together where we can deal with all the changes.
Yes.
Well,
You got a little bit more time than that. I'm just saying.
Well, I just ask for people to continue to work on self, because it's a battle out here and it's going to need some strong warriors. And, people definitely got to get their relationship with God, the God of love, peace, helping people, not the whatever else, because he got to be the one that's really on the mission, and so you can attack your purpose. Really trying to take these things on is going to really take some real powerful belief systems that you have that God gave you to implement and share with the world. It's your choice. it's our community, and it's up to us. So if that's what we're trying to do, let's do it with 10 toes down and stand on business. That's all I got. Y'all have a blessed evening.
All right. You know, we got about 4 minutes left of the time that we got, but there was a lot of different comments that came on and came through today. I really appreciate everybody for getting on live with us. We're about to wrap up the show, but you know, collectively, let me end my thoughts for today. Today is a really good and resourceful time for you guys to get out and try to navigate resources, not only for yourself, but for your family. We didn't even get the opportunity to talk about the tariffs that are stopping a lot of things from coming into the United States. And I don't know if that was alleviated or not. I hadn't received any last report on it. So I'm just kind of hopeful that people are taking these things seriously. The changes that are going through within the administration that we currently have are kind of saddening and deplorable to me. It's kind of like a time where the last, hurrah is almost on the end of it. I'm kind of scared for the future. I think about our children. I think about what's next. Like I said, we're not getting the social media coverage when it's a lost child or a missing child or an abducted child, because we know what that is. Most of the times we're getting kids that are being abducted or kidnapped, and nobody's raising a flag on that, but there are hundreds going and thousands going of children missing every single day. And I don't understand why we're not sharing these statuses, because they're important. And if you're telling me that you're on live with me and you're one of my friends and my community doesn't matter to you because you won't share, then I don't see a purpose in you being my community. What's the reasoning for having social media if it's not to the level where we can get support from one another? That's my disappointment in what I'm seeing and what I'm noticing lately. And it's being pushed. And if it's not some girl online shaking her behind or dancing provocatively, it never gets shared. But you'll share something that is trash. And I'm saying, you'll share trash all day long. At the end of the day, you're going to have to answer to one person and one person only. And that's the God that we serve. And at the end of that, he is going to ask, because I'm telling you, this stuff that you're doing online and how you're portraying your life online is going to come back and bite you. So I would be really, really careful. And this is also another testament to this as well. You're going to have to answer to God. And if your only thing that you've been doing is showing people the wrong way, maybe you won't get in based on that. So be careful about what you're sharing online to each other. Like I said, you've been on live with Afternoons with Delight. Thanks so much, James, for even coming on. And Mr. James Mack. It's Mac Media Production. You can go on YouTube and follow him as well. And look at his videos as well. I've been a guest for the last few times this week, a couple of times this week so far. So I was on Monday and today. Go back and listen to those recordings. You can find me on YouTube. Like I said, once again, my name is Mika Light. This has been Afternoons with Delight. Thank you all for participating with us today. Cousin Shannon and everybody out in Cali listening to us, thank you. Have a great evening, everybody, and goodbye.
Goodbye.